perform it out of his hand. Did you like that performance? You like the last piece, don't you? Yeah, I mean, you probably like the first piece too. But you can always tell, you know, you sit back there and you listen, you can always tell which is the one that people really like. I can almost see the looks in your eyes when you're ready to start the second piece. And there's a lot successful going on with this band, I will say. You probably have a good teacher, I would think. Yeah, a good teacher. She's teaching you great fundamentals. So let me start with some of the things that I really like. You guys produce a nice big sound. It could even be bigger, because you know, when you sit in a room, your music room may not be this size. Is your music room this big? Not quite?
Our music room ends at the stage.
Yeah. Been there, as they say. And it takes time, you know, you sort of, before you play in a hall like this, it's sometimes good to just scout around, you know, just look out there and look at the space that you have to fill. And filling space is sort of almost like, it's more a mental concept than anything. You just kind of think your sound out there. But you know, as you played, I kept feeling more and more confidence from you. Did you feel the same thing? You sort of felt a little scared at first, or tentative at first, and then you got more settled into the room. So lots of really good things. Just for example, the beginning of Walking Cool, I just said, you know, your focus on pitches. Let's see, remind myself of this. Oh yes, right. See how I just threw that right on the floor like that? Thank you. Yeah, like I found like your focus on pitches, getting nice clean tone and clean articulation, you know, starting the notes, it just kept getting better and better practically with every bar. So it was like within the first 8 bars of that piece, you just kept improving. So that was really nice. And then next thing I wrote down was nice low brass. I have a good low brass section. And a lot of it, you know, that's one thing. So at the end, I wrote that one of the benefits, one of the positives of this band is there's a really nice balance between all the sections. So I don't have to struggle much to hear all the stuff that goes in and around each other. It's not like, like I'm saying, are the trumpets there? Or, you know, it's like everything, I can hear it all. And that's certainly not to say that there's not things you can do to improve the balance. But generally speaking, you know, for a young band, you've got that one pretty well done too. So there's a lot really good that, you know, that you're already doing. That second piece that you did, which is the one I sort of want to look at the most, if that's okay, is a great piece for doing something that I like doing with bands, which is short note exercises and long note exercises. And I suspect that the writer of that piece may have even had that in mind. Because as young players, probably one of the best things you can do to improve your tone, so if you think of all the things you want to be better at on an instrument, you want to get better tone, which just means the beauty of the sound that you're producing. You want to get better articulation, which means how you strike the note here. And you want to get better tuning. And those are basically the 3 things that all young bands struggle with. And to be honest with you, it's the same 3 things that all professionals struggle with. They work on those things all the time. Long tone exercises, if you've ever done them, they're incredibly boring. But they're very, very useful. And even professionals, it doesn't even matter what instrument it is. I've seen violinists take their violin out, and then they'll take their bow, and they'll just start playing long notes and long notes. And as they're doing it, they're sort of observing their bow arm. And what they're trying to do is every time the bow changes direction, they're trying to make that seamless so that you can't even tell that the note is changing. So they have the very same challenge that we have, which is how to play a long tone and have it sound good, clear, resonant, in tune, and not shaking at all. No kind of wobble in the sound. And you get a lot of opportunity in this piece, not a ton of opportunity, but you do get opportunities to play long notes in this piece. So let's start with that. Let's start by playing some long notes. So why don't you take the note, just take a look in the Tempest. Take a look at bar 9 for a second.